Mr. Go Ravindra, founder for the Asian Network, Professor Hidetoshi Nishimura, President of ERIA Institute, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to deliver the opening remark in the Conference on Women and Leadership 4.0 in the session Leadership in Cambodia, ASEAN Chairmanship, What Role to Play for Sustainability. Even though the global economy in 2021 is expected to recover, the world is still facing high uncertainty due to new waves of COVID-19 pandemic and new variants continuing to disrupt the dynamic of global development. The crisis has highlighted major global challenges and made us quite aware of the urgency to respond to them in ways that are socially, economically, ecologically sustainable. Yet, with every crisis comes opportunity. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, ASEAN leaders have not only displayed true strengths through unity in cooperating to combat the pandemic, they have also expressed their belief that recovery, as well as prosperity, peace, and harmony in ASEAN is not realizable without the people, and especially without the women of ASEAN. In this regard, the launching of the first ASEAN Women Leaders Summit in 2020 by Vietnam marked a second milestone after the creation of the ASEAN Ministerial Meeting on Women in ASEAN leadership, who start acknowledging that gender equality and empowerment, as well as women's voice, leadership and participation is important for navigating the crisis, recovering, and building a better future for post-COVID ASEAN. Women's voice, leadership, and participation were raised at top level in the 36th ASEAN Summit and in the first ASEAN Women Leaders Summit, and reflected ASEAN commitment to adhere to the SDGs implementation with the promise of leaving no one behind, and to enable the gender-responsive implementation of ASEAN Community Vision 2025 to promote a culture of peace for long-standing prosperity in ASEAN. Cambodia will take up the role of ASEAN Chairmanship in 2022, and despite COVID-19 context, the government continues to attach a great importance to promote inclusive role of women with measures that are, on one hand, providing assistance and protection to women to prevent them from violence, to enable them to maintain their livelihood and keep their business afloat during this crisis, and on the other hand, promoting gender equality, strengthening the women's role and ability to contribute to rehabilitate and enhance a sustainable and dynamic social and economic development during and post-COVID-19 crisis. The government did commit in 2021 to support ASEAN Declaration on the gender-responsive implementation of the ASEAN Community Vision 2025, which will be the core approach to ensure gender mainstreaming into the development policies and plans in all sectors and at all levels. It has also decided to lead the second ASEAN Women Leaders Summit in 2022 with regard to economic empowerment of women in the digital era. Always considering women as the backbone of the society and national economy, the royal government of Cambodia has and continues to translate it into high-level promotion of women leadership and decision-making at all levels, to mainstream gender in national policies and development agenda, including social protection policy framework, national action plan to combat gender-based violence, and strategic approaches to women economic empowerment and advancement in the digital age, to care economy and women entrepreneurship development. Recently, the government has developed a policy framework on digital economy and society 2021-2035 as a long-term vision to build a vibrant digital economy and society, promoting digital adoption and transformation in all sectors of society, mean, state, citizen, and businesses, including a national program to support women participation in the digital sector. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, in coordination with the Ministry of Women's Affairs, will increase equal access for girls and women to higher education and to skill development, especially in the STEAM field. Recently, the first national policy on gender equality is being finalized by the Ministry of Women's Affairs to provide a stronger basis for gender equality work aligned with the time frame of SDGs implementation as well as post-COVID-19 recovery policy framework. Strategic priorities will be focused on systematically putting gender equality and women empowerment at the center of all pandemic response measures and policy of socio-economic recovery framework. Cambodia has proposed and will continue to propose to ASEAN countries to focus on several tasks to promote women participation and empowerment of women in the development of a resilient ASEAN community. First, ensuring full and equal participation of women in the decision-making at all levels by addressing all obstacles, including the culture of discrimination in political institutions. Second, enhancing accountability mechanism for gender equality, while ensuring sufficient provision of resources for this goal. Third, increasing focus on human capital development and digitalization, especially for young women, through the investment on education and skill development, as well as addressing the gender gap in the field of digital technology, education, and STEAM. Fourth, continuing to promote women in economy by raising awareness about essential women, micro, small, medium enterprise business development services and strengthening vocational training program. Fifth, continuing to enhance financial inclusion and financial technology for women to increase awareness, access to financial services, and digital technology usage. In conclusion, the Royal Government of Cambodia, through Ministry of Women's Affairs, will continue to work with all ASEAN countries and agencies concerned to safeguard the gains on women's rights and gender equality made across ASEAN, which are crucial stepping stones for leveraging the potential of our ASEAN youth, because building an equality generation in which girls and women are equally able to reach the fullest of their potential can be one of the most direct pathways to a thriving ASEAN that could play a leading role in the fourth industrial revolution with a truly inclusive digital transformation. Thank you.